Welcome, everyone, to the Commentary Podcast. I am your host, Pat Brennan. Today on the podcast, we are going to be watching True Grit. It was released in 2010, and it is written and directed by Joel and Ethan Coen. The film stars Jeff Bridges, Haley Steinfeld, Matt Damon, Barry Pepper, and Josh Brolin. A stubborn teenager enlists the help of a tough U.S. Marshal to track down her father's murderer. Joining me for this rewatch of True Grit is my co-host Tony. I will drop all of his info in the episode description, so please go give him a follow and check him out. Now, I'm going to be watching the Blu-ray copy I have of True Grit, but it is currently available to stream on Paramount Plus. You can also rent it on Amazon, Apple, and Fandango at home for $4. I say we get things kicked off. We are going to be pressing play on True Grit, and I hope you do as well. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go with the Coen Brothers True Grit. True Grit.
Hey
Remake.
Pat,
Okay.
I heard you're a man with true grit.
A man with true grit. A man with integrity and true grit.
True grit?
I'll try to refrain from talking with an accent through this.
Yeah, I don't know why that hasn't been deemed offensive in our friendship. Now that I think about it. Sometimes,
But
well,
it,
sometimes mine goes a little bit in and out. Like when I'm talking to like my elders, that feels so weird to say. But I
my,
feel like, yeah. But no, welcome everyone to the Commentary Podcast.
Yeah, we were off. We didn't do a commentary track last week, so we took a little bit of a break for. But yeah, it's covered coming back strong with a film that we both love very, very, very much. We love this film.
I'd say
But yeah,
so.
for those that don't know, this is a remake from 1969 version. That version starred John Wayne, and he won the Oscar for Best Actor for that. John Wayne did. Um, the ending for that movie is a lot different than the ending for this movie. I think it was Ethan Coen talked about the original film, basically kind of saying that the original film kind of stripped away the humor, I guess, from the book and was just way more serious. And this one they add, I mean, it's the Coen Brothers type of humor, but they add that humor kind of back in.
Who other than the Coen Bros to add that dark comedy? It's a specific
Hmm.
comedy. I would even go as far to say that there is a like it would be interesting to see the Coen Brothers do like a Scream, if that makes sense,
Mm.
like a meta commentary kind of thing, like with the
Hmm.
dark comedy. But yeah, being introduced to this way after 2010. It's
Hmm.
crazy. That initial intro shot that was so crisp and clear. I thought that was animation whenever I first watched it. And I think I even brought that up whenever we first watched.
Hmm. I mean, it just goes
This is a cool shot right here too.
to show that Roger Deakins is just he's the best. He's just the best to do it. It just looks so clean. There you go. Haley
I t
Steinfeld, Academy Award nominee. Haley
I told
Steinfeld.
I told Pat that that like was symbolism right there. Like that was her jumping off of a train that symbolized childhood,
Hmm.
like innocence in a way. She's going to
Hmm.
see her father that was murdered.
And it's
These
the first time you see her is she's getting it's in to train. It's the first she's going to a new area. She's doing
mhm.
and she's traveling. She's traveling.
These orange tones are just so pretty. Just
Hmm.
that natural light.
Hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna be getting into we know that this is a favorite for a lot of our listeners. I would say like a good like maybe like 70% of the podcast is Cohen head.
Yeah.
Cohen
I would
Cohen
say. I would say it's
coded,
a
Cohen pilled. I
Coen
mean,
Bros.
I have to imagine that this film being like a big last minute surprise to the Academy voters in 2010. I mean, December
Hmm.
22nd, 2010. Like
Yeah.
now that's a big Marvel Star Wars
Yeah.
IP slate. But
Dune.
for
Yeah.
something like this to come out that late in the year to just like snag all of that cinema at the very end of
Hmm.
2010, at the beginning of a what is it, a millennium? Or
Yeah.
a
Like,
decade,
yeah.
a decade,
Hmm.
to grab all that, you know, grab all that energy at the very beginning of the decade and be like,
Hmm.
this is this is our movie.
I mean, I guess it's a Christmas movie. It does start with snow falling, so maybe it's a Christmas movie. So-
Yeah, I would, and there are elements of it like I would have appreciated like seeing this in the theaters, and I kind of knock myself for not. I mean, we were around in
Mhm.
2010. It's not like we're watching an old movie right now.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
yeah, written by Ethan Coen, made on a $35 million budget.
And look what you can do with $35 million. You can make True Grit compared to 200, $300 million budgets. There's a lot of those movies just don't look this good. They just don't
Yeah.
look this good at all. I mean, it also attributes to Roger Deakins just being one of the best to ever do it, but I just think the Coens, their type of humor is just so like specific, and it's not like laugh out loud funny, but
Hmm.
it's like sarcastic humor being told within a very dark story. And
I
I think that's how they like they toe the line
That
between
part always cracks me up. He just covers it. It's like, no, that's enough.
but they toe the line so well with being like serious, but also being like this is a little bit ridiculous, but it's also very, very serious.
I mean, we're in the vein of Coen brother films. I mean, this is kind of like freaking me out right now. Me bringing up Fargo is insane. Um, in Fargo, there's a lot of humor, but once shit hits the fan, it becomes very serious. And I feel like that's the
Hmm.
best way you can describe the Coen brother like comedy. It
Hmm.
is that like there's like, I mean, we always laugh all the time at like crazy shit happening in our lives. That's like a very real human thing to laugh during
Hmm.
uncomfortable moments. I think about that Tim Robinson guy as well.
Hmm.
And like your story about you showing somebody at work a Tim Robinson video and you're like, this is the most funniest thing in my life. And then
Hmm.
they go, I don't get it. I
Yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
with the Coen brothers, there there's like, I like the humor. It comforts me in like very serious moments.
Hmm. And I think that's what they try to do is it's a very serious moment, but they're gonna throw in a couple lines of dialogue that's gonna make you like chuckle a little bit. But yeah, it's like I think you like nailed it like spot on the head. It's like a comfort kind of tone that they always have.
Hmm.
And honestly, like they should make way more Westerns, honestly, Coens. I mean, you could say No Country for Old Men is a Western, and obviously this, and they had like The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and it was kind of like a trilogy of Westerns. And
I mean, who's to say that that Spielberg doesn't tap the Coen brothers on the shoulder for his Western that he's planning to
mm,
make? That would be amazing.
I mean, he's
That'd
an
be
EP, or he's an EP on
so
this.
epic. Yeah,
Spielberg's an EP,
yeah.
because they did come in and his Bridge of Spies, they came
Hmm.
in and they worked on the script and they worked on the dialogue for that script. So they added their humor. So there is a relationship there between the Coens and Spielberg. So I mean, you never know. Maybe the script will be written by the Coen brothers that Spielberg directs. We can manifest it right now. Let's manifest it right now.
Listeners, don't worry. We are going to be getting all into character and story on this episode. We just kind of wanted to map out some of where we were as far as like with the how we feel about the Coen brothers, and then
Hmm.
also kind of wanted to give Pat a little bit of time to air out some like internal emotions about how he feels about how this played out during award season. So this film was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, if I'm
I
correct.
believe it was 10 Academy Awards. Yes.
And then it won a BAFTA for Best Cinematography, Critics' Choice Award for Best Young Performer, Haley Steinfeld, and then the Film Critics' Choice Award for Best Cinematography. Now, if you're watching this with us for the very first time, I bet your mind is already blown by just how much Haley at how old was she?
I believe she was 13 when they
So
filmed it.
Haley has
Yes.
said in a recent interview that she would not be able to do this anymore, that she was just on autopilot. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just wanted to give Pat a little bit of time before things start to get very, very fun and adventure like to talk about the Academy Awards. So take it away.
I mean, I can read you the lineup for that year for the Best Picture was The King's Speech, Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are All Right, 127 Hours, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, and Winter's Bone. And the winner was The King's Speech, which then went on to win Best Director, Best Actor. I think it won Screenplay as well. It did win Screenplay, but that was in a separate category. But yeah, True Grit didn't win a single Academy Award that year. Inception won quite a few, but yeah, I mean, and for me too, like this probably should have been nominated for best editing, and it wasn't even nominated for editing. Obviously, Deakins was nominated because he had up until like 2017, he'd been nominated, I don't know, 15 times and hadn't won
Mm-hmm.
before. And he was nominated here and didn't win. Eventually, he would go on to win. But I think from reading that Best Picture lineup, I just kind of wanted to like, I always gauge the movies that win and then the movies that have a staying power. And looking at that lineup, it's like obviously you have like The Social Network on there and Inception, but like True Grit is on there. And for me, it's a of that lineup, like I probably would give it to True Grit. I know it's a remake and I know some people really love the original too, but I just think this one just blows the original out of the water, like in terms of what it's doing. And I mean, this is Haley Steinfeld's first role, and she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress for this. So people don't know that Haley Steinfeld is an Academy Award nominated actor. She is, and she was in True Grit. But I just think that sometimes the Academy, like they just like hone in on one thing, and that year just happened to be the King's Speech that everyone just seemed to vote for. That was before the body is now. That was back when the body was an older skewing body. And I just think like when you look at those Best Picture lineups and Best Picture winners, it's interesting to see like for you to just kind of take a step back and wonder like what of these films, which one of them have more staying power than say the one that won. So, but yeah, this one home empty-handed. And if this is the first time you're watching it, then you might hear some spoilers, but you'll probably by the end be like, how is that not winning any Academy Awards?
I guess to kind of piggyback off of that, there is so much at play right now, even in just this scene of dialogue. There's ink
Hmm.
on this actor's fingers, the
Hmm.
color grading, there is literal dust being blown into the frame right now. There's
Hmm.
so much going on, and it's all circling around. This is a Western, right? So
Hmm.
this Western has religion and a girl. And
Hmm.
this is in 2010, and it's playing up this big adventure that awaits, and we haven't even gotten to that yet. We're still getting into like who is Maddie, what is going on here. But
Hmm.
to I guess look at this compared to everything else that was nominated for Best Picture that year. I feel like it's not enough to say that this wasn't, appreciated the way that it should have been, but this may have deserved more of a chance to be highlighted, and whether
Hmm.
that's, here, you know, what 16 years later,
16 years later. Hmm.
here 16 years later, I mean, what does what is still so powerful about this film that we felt compelled to do like an episode on it. And I feel like this is like around the time where modern viewers and people that like, just pop something on like streaming and everything, they'll get here to like this
Hmm.
exact moment and turn it off. But l- we know what's about to happen, and we know that it
Hmm.
is about to get really, really exciting. You can hear this voice resonating in those halls, and
Hmm.
look who it is. It's Jeff Bridges as Rooster Cogburn. Probably like if
What an
you have not
intro.
met this character, yeah, if you have not met this character before, like just buckle up.
Hmm.
Did you want to say that thing about Spielberg that you were saying whenever we watched it during the scene?
Um, yeah, I think whenever I like watch this scene, it just reminds me like, especially because Spielberg is an EP on this, like
Mm-hmm.
it's very Lincoln-esque the way it looks.
Right here.
Like
Exactly right
just it's
here.
literally like especially when you watch Lincoln and all of those scenes in Congress, like this, yeah, this shot right here, like this is literally Lincoln. Like this is literally Lincoln. And for those that don't know, like what they'll do here in this scene is they would blow out, so like they're just blasting huge lights into this room so they can control the lighting so that they can shoot this at any time of the day. The sun's not going to change because there is no sun. It's light. So they're just blasting these lights in here. And this could be 9 p.m. at night for all we know. We have no idea. It could be 9 p.m. But we're shooting it and it looks like during the day. And I love the character introduction of him is there's no cut up to a close up when she first comes in. It's still
Yeah,
from her
yeah.
point
I
of
was
view and
literally about to
she's
say that.
and
I
she's
was literally
walking
about to
around the
say that.
room and there's still no close up of him. She's still
No.
looking at him from a distance. Like you're looking through her eyes.
His silhouette is what's so intriguing. What I think of is I don't know if he ever went on that ride at like Disney where it was like the founding fathers, or maybe it was like
Like the hall
the president.
presidents or something. Yeah.
Yes, the hol
Hmm.
I think about that and like the
Hmm.
silhouette of like this like esteemed figure like that
Hmm.
you like want to know more about. But right now what Maddie's doing is she's doing business in the town, and
Hmm.
um, she's looking for the best bounty hunter to go find the man that killed her father. But what I
Hmm.
was going to say was that like you don't you don't see a lot of performances like this very
Hmm.
often anymore, where it's like camera's been on him for like now like what, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Hmm.
and like you're engaged.
Hmm. Yeah, and he just I think this is his next movie. He had just won the Oscar for I think Crazy Heart. So this was his next
Mm-hmm.
movie. This was his next
Yes.
film. I think it
Yes.
was just, maybe he did something in the summer. Maybe was he in Iron Man 2 or whatever? Was he in Iron Man 2?
I think he was in both. I mean, it's really funny that both you and I don't know that right now off the top of our heads, like confirmed. But no, I think for me, whenever it comes to, you have just really shown me that a director or an actor like pairing together can really pull out something that it sustains over like years. So like for
Hmm.
example with like classic cinema, or for example with like even like some modern stuff right now. There's like I'm trying to pull like a 2025 Benicio. I'm sure
Hmm.
that he paired well with PTA for that performance in One Battle After Another. But right here, this is where like I feel like if Jeff Bridges didn't get this opportunity to like, this is Rooster Cogburn, it would have been
Hmm.
very hard. More than it already is, but very hard for him to keep up with Haley Steinfeld as Maddie. Like this is him like
Hmm.
being like, "Hey, I won an Oscar last year. I can do
Exactly.
this shit too." And we were like against this like girl. It's
Hmm.
this young girl, I mean, not like this girl, if that makes sense. Excuse
Hmm.
me. But I mean, and then also like Haley as well. I mean, she's had so many arguments like already. She's gonna have more, but she holds her own among all of this year's Academy Award nominated actors. And I'm
Hmm.
sorry, don't hate me or cancel me, but lead category included.
Hmm. I mean, she was up against Melissa Leo, Amy Adams, Helena Bonham Carter, and Jackie Weaver, and she lost
I
to
feel
Melissa Leo.
I feel very comfortable saying what I said. It's not
Mm-hmm.
this sustains. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Pat that like really really shitty attorneys like do this like thing where like they make themselves bigger in the room and like start
Yeah,
raising their voice if they
louder.
don't have an
Mm-hmm.
argument. It's kind of like what are
Yeah.
those like I'm trying to think of the animal that does that.
It's like that's what like a lot of people do is when they're losing an
Yeah.
argument, they tend to be louder, so it sounds like they're winning the argument, but they're really not.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think I talk about it with you, especially like or whenever we do a Cohen, it's these actors in the room, like you've never seen them before or anything. Like this guy, like and you're like, this guy's an incredible
Yeah.
actor, like
Yeah,
incredible actor.
let's start getting into that a little bit while we wait for some fun
Mm,
things to start. And it's not like we're like vamping or anything, but there is just like a lot of elements to these films that like maybe you probably don't get to talk about in like a normal
mm,
conversation, or like I probably won't ever get to talk about with somebody because they just don't appreciate what it like the small components of what makes a Coen brother film. Like I feel like it's different for someone to be like, "Oh yeah, like I freaking love the Coen brothers. Like they have good movies. What do you like about them?" Like, I don't know, they're just good.
yeah.
Well, what do you like about them? But okay,
Mm,
so like the Coen character, the Coen side
yeah.
character,
Mm,
they're fun and like
mm,
memorable and like
mm,
you just like know them like but
yeah.
if that makes sense, they
Mm,
make them feel so like
real.
lived in. Yeah,
Mm,
the character feel
yeah.
real and lived in. What would you
Mm.
say is like your, I guess, like a good standout before we get to that lived in character that we're going to be excited to talk about in this?
I just think that there's so I mean this guy playing this lawyer here is very good, but they're just so good at finding because I think a lot of these actors are like local theater actors from where they're shooting their
Mm-hmm.
films. So they'll
Mm-hmm.
go to the local theater and like literally just cast them that way. And then obviously you have
Yeah.
like Jeff Bridges and like obviously a huge actor, but
I like that switch up right there.
yeah, they're so good at
The
just
hand switch up.
finding like one actor and you're like I told you like that scene you're like that lawyer like this guy may be one of the best actors I've ever seen and he's like literally just in that scene like
Yeah. I
they're,
mean,
they're just so good at having someone come in for one scene and then like you're like this is the best like probably the best actor I've ever seen in my life but he's a local theater in Texas and that's all he does like
it reminds me of how memorable, like, for example, like I think about a Tarantino film as well too. I feel like there's some in there as well.
hmm hmm
But yeah, yeah. The what it would it be like a side character? Is that what the proper term for it?
They'd be like character actors, like they're just there for like one, like, and I'm sure these actors have done other stuff. It's just like you don't know them off the top of your head, but then when you see them, you're like, holy shit, like this guy's like, I mean, probably the most famous one is the gas station guy in No Country for Old Men with Javier
Mm-hmm.
Bardem. Like that's probably the most famous because that guy's only in that one scene, and you watch it and you're like, this guy is incredible. And I think he was actually was in Killers of the Flower Moon, that same actor. But those are the only two things I've ever really ever seen him in. Like, are those two things?
I just like as you were saying that I've figured out who mine were. I like that little transition. God, are you turning me into a little freak who like keeps an eye out for all this stuff?
There you go. Here's your introduction to. I love their character introductions. Like,
These this blue, yeah, they are all
mm,
distinct. Now that we like
mm,
watch it like this, they're very specific
like
and
him putting his feet up on the right there. Like that tells you everything you need to know about Matt Damon's character in this movie.
yeah.
Oof. I wonder how like how do you get the flame? Their specific match probably gets a flame that big to
I
light.
would say it's probably how it's dipped into that
Mm, they probably
it's
dip
like
it
a
a little
specific,
bit,
it's
so it
probably
like
like a
really
double
ignites.
dip. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Um I Not us talking about prop work. This is fun. This is so much fun. What was I saying whenever I was talking about, oh, my favorite
Like
side
character, yeah,
characters
character
from the
is, yeah.
Cohen films? It's so quick. And here we go. They're like kind of validating all of it.
Hmm
In No Country for Old Men, the very end, he gets in that car wreck. Does he fuck up his leg? It's his leg, right? it's
Hmm.
his
It's his leg and
it,
like elbow, I
it
think. Leg and like elbow.
he messes his body up, and it's the two little boys that are just like
Hmm.
watching him on the bike, and he's like, "Shit, mister, like here's my shirt." Like
Yeah.
it almost in a way like flips the like comedy of it upside down, and like you're like you feel bad that like these kids just like watched like this guy like basically like bleed out in front of them, like he's like mortally
Hmm.
wounded,
Hmm.
but it just
No.
adds like a surrealness to it or something.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I think it just like even those scenes like that, it's like or like right when she just walked into this like hotel or whatever, and the lady
Mm-hmm.
that was downstairs is like yelling at her, and you're like, every character is just so dis even if they're in one scene with like three lines of dialogue, like they're so distinct. Like they're not just a regular, oh, this guy just runs the hotel. It's like very much like a, oh, this is literally I can tell everything I know about this person from these three lines of dialogue that they're saying. And then you have like Matt Damon's character here, like he's so he's also like a US one, but he's so over the top like style. Like I'm a US Marshal. Like look at my boots with my spurs on them. Like,
And his spurs do have this very specific like tone and like in
hmm
pitch, and
hmm
it almost like I don't know, it makes him feel like a Santa Claus or something like
Yeah, like him when
that.
it's like bells when he walks around. Like you know he's
Yeah.
coming. Like you know he's coming.
I mean, I feel like in a lot of I would say like Hollywood depictions of Texans or like
Hmm
Rangers, they are a little bit pompous and
hmm
hard to, rear. And they're I feel like this is kind of like opening my eyes up about Maddie, and I'm so excited to talk about Maddie, but I would say that Maddie is as stubborn as a Texas Ranger, and that's
hmm
why this is like, kind of like a bull meeting a bull in a way.
Yeah, I love his.
But
He's like when he's just like, "I'm a Texas Ranger," but he like turns away because he's just like, "I'm a Texas Ranger." It's just the way he does.
he
Damon's
wants
really
to be
underrated in this
important
too.
so bad. Um, but I mean, yeah, let's start getting into like the genre. I mean, since
Mm,
since Damon's here, we have all of our components. I feel like this is framed as a Western, but at its soul, I mean, it's Maddie. It's a young adult
hmm
adventure.
It's
Wouldn't
like
you
an
say?
adventure western, yeah. And it's interesting
Yeah.
that like Damon is in this role. I mean, he's done. Has he? Did he do a Coen? I don't think he did, but he's worked with them. Was the movie Suburbicon? I think they wrote the script for that, but they didn't make it. But he was like the lead in that. But it's interesting to have Damon in a western because up until this point, like he done stuff like the Ocean's movies, but he was like Jason Bourne height at this point. Like that was his like leading man, and he's doing
Do
a
you
supporting role here where he's literally in a western.
do you
Like
think that the screenplay might have attracted him to LaBeef?
yeah, I think that, and it's also like, hey, the Coens want you to be in their new western. You're gonna be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be in that, in that
I mean,
movie.
yeah, it's I would say like there is this conversation to be had about I just love how Maddie doesn't take no for an answer. It's
Mm.
just it's so relatable and
I think
I
J.K. Simmons was reading the note there on the VO. It was J.K. Simmons.
really. Okay.
Hmm
I wanted to ask you the other night like if that was like a specific person, but I wanted to wait for the episode. So now
hmm
it paid off. So yay. Um I love how Maddie doesn't take no for an answer. It's
hmm
look, it's a little relatable.
But you're right. It's like you said, it's like she's like a Marshall too. Like they don't take no for an answer. Like they're their own person. Like she's literally like a U.S. Marshal. It's the same personality as the other two. Just they're three distinct personalities, but they all think the same. They don't say no. Like they don't take no for an answer.
Yeah, I love the bargaining. It's so like I don't know if you've like ever been shopping like with your like with like a family member or something, but or like there's somebody like that is like I'll buy this for like $20 and they'll be like actually
Hmm
it's 50 and they're like no, what about like maybe like 30.
30, yeah.
It's kind of like you're like, I know what this is worth. I know that you're asking for
Mm.
too much.
But it's almost like the people that do that, it's like they want you to bargain with them because they're still trying to sell the thing. Like they don't want it, they
Yeah,
don't
they
want
want
they want it
money.
to go. Yeah. I mean they're not gonna take a $5, but hey, we get to 30. Deal. Sounds good.
Shout out to Carter Burwell for this incredible score.
Hmm.
This I think from here to like the rest of the film, until Act Three, the first time I watched this, I had a huge smile on my face. This is
Hmm.
a perfect representation of what Maddie is all about.
Hmm.
And there is still like, even though she is trying to hunt down her father's murderer, there is still like this childlike wonder in her, and
Hmm.
that carries Maddie into, and into the places that she goes. But what I wanted to talk about with you was, I feel like Maddie's character and like her persistence to find this killer and get justice for her father.
Hmm.
um there is this obsession with the church and the judicial system, and even money,
Hmm.
because I
Hmm.
mean it's just constantly bargaining, talking about money. I wanted to kind of pick your brain about like a classic western, and like kind of where those things come from in our nation's history, and
Hmm.
see if like those were all like components of like making Maddie.
Yeah. I mean, like the original came out in 1969. Not the first one that John Wayne won the Oscar for, but for people that listening that don't know, like Westerns were a huge genre, especially in the 60s and the 50s. Like there was a Western every single week. Were they all good? No, but there was a Western every single week. And it got to a point where people just kind of got bored and they wanted something different. And that's when like the new 70s kind of vibe of Hollywood came around. But I think Western feels like it's like a forgotten genre. They don't really make that many Westerns anymore. And I think it's because studios are probably just scared that like, will this sell? I mean, if you have the Coens making a Western, it's a little different because like you have a name behind, and like obviously if Spielberg's gonna make a Western, like hell yeah, I want to see that because he loves Westerns. And they're probably pinnacle like Westerns you would think of would be that you would draw elements of with like any John Ford like the Searchers, like My Darling Clementine. Then you had like High Noon. Like you can put these films on, and then when you watch them, you can see the influence that films like this had on them. Like you can clearly, I mean, you can even just watch the John Wayne version, and you can see that Jeff Bridges is taking a little bit of what John Wayne was kind of doing there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of those 60s and 50s and even like 40s westerns like there's a lot of good stuff in there, and they all kind of deal with like it's kind of they're like identity movies, and yeah, there's like shootouts and stuff, but they're like all like westerns are like adventure movies. They're just set in the West. It's like it's a different type of adventure, and a lot of them deal with like sheriffs and marshals hunting down somebody. They're hunting down someone in a small town. We'll meet at high noon for the gun for the gun shooting, gunslinging, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's a movie with Gregory Peck literally called The Gunfighter. Like they're all like these same elements of like tracking someone down. I feel like that's like kind of the main element of a Western is like your characters are hunting something. They're on their adventure hunting something. And if you look back at
So,
the 60s films,
mhm.
like a lot of them have the same elements as this film.
So would you say that, so you kind of just like walked straight into like what I was gonna lay that up with, was that, are are you kind of alluding to that the protagonist of a Western is moving through the film with a sense of purpose, or finding this answer to a question that's like, what does it mean to have purpose? Because
Hmm.
like Maddie, like her focus, like clears the line by a mile, like when it comes to her lack of fear and ambition
Hmm.
to finding the killer compared to the men. Like she already like right now she's like, oh, my plan's foiled. Like, I literally needed these men to take me to him so I could
Mm-hmm.
kill him or bring him to the police so that I can do this right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, I mean, I'm kind of getting chills right now because everything that's happening in the movie is kind of like lining up exactly with what I'm saying is, and if you'll let me, this right here is where in the screenplay and with Haley Steinfeld compared, it's like a blend. It's a performance and what's happening in the screenplay. This is where she decides this is my
Mm-hmm.
path
Mm-hmm.
and I must deliver punishment. I must do the right thing. And man, this is like the most exciting thing I like
Mm-hmm.
seen in a long time.
And what I
Very,
love
very
about
long time.
the one shot when the camera was pulling back this way from her perspective is like, that's my path over there, and I'm going away from
Yep,
it. And I need to
exactly.
get over there, and I'm going to do anything to get over there. Like
Yeah.
literally cross this river. Without the boat, I will cross this river.
And it's so symbolic. And
Mm-hmm.
the action setup here, I mean, I'm sure a lot of this was done, in a small pool and like
Mm-hmm.
these shots right here, but it's so it all just works for me and it's so
Mm-hmm.
whimsical and adventurous and I feel like if you're putting like a when does this get exciting or like someone that's like trying to really like I want to get into a western. I want to be part of this like why it's fun like it started right there. The
Mm-hmm.
adventure started right there.
And you have like the river obviously symbolizes like this is the final
Mhm.
obstacle. Like
Yeah.
if you cross this river, your journey will start now. But now it will like I she for the, I think what especially what Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon are telling her throughout this movie is like I don't think you understand what you're trying to do. Like you think you can kill this man when you see him, but in the moment like you're not going to be able to because it's a different feeling. And
Well,
it's like that river like symbolizes like once you cross this river like and she crosses it different from they are like they obviously took the little boat or whatever but she was in the water like it shows her determination like no I'll literally get into this water to get over there.
well, it's also like at the same time, I'll be
Like
like the
Spencer.
devil's advocate for a minute and be like, well, the argument can be given that like she is just a young girl with
Mm,
very ambitious like dreams in her head that she's gonna be able to like find this murderer,
hmm
execute him, like make sure the law is going to be on her side. Like he
hmm
even tells her in the courthouse like you need to give up like your fantasies and everything that like you've been taught about like the Bible, like your
hmm
dreams, your all these things are fantasies. This is real life. I feel like her crossing the river was her entering
it's
that
like
she
washing
was
it away or
yeah,
washing
yeah,
it away.
almost like this like
New birth.
brand new eyes thing
Yeah.
or brand new like I'm choosing to I'm choosing to be real. I don't know.
hmm
There's no like other way to say it.
It's like a new birth. You're like being cleansed and like this is the path you've now chosen. And anything you do now from this
I like
moment
what you said.
on,
Yeah.
anything you do now from this moment on is going to have an effect on you for the rest of your life as soon as you cross this river.
That's pretty deep.
It was deep.
Have
Like
you
the
ever
river?
needed to
Like the
cross a
river was
river
deep?
like that?
Like the river was deep?
Yeah. All right. All right. Calm down over there. Do you
Too
have
much
any?
symbolism.
No, no, no. It was good. I liked it. I mean, what does crossing a river like that look like in real life, I guess?
Yeah. It's everyone has to cross that river and at some point in their life and Maddie crossed it there. She crossed it there.
We hope that our listeners cross the river bravely and
hmm
just like Maddie. I'm gonna say it. This the entire rest of this film is that Maddie is 100% like a character that stays with you forever. And I mean, this is also like a novel adaptation, like as well. It's not just like a film adaptation, but Maddie Ross is such a well-rounded written character,
Hmm.
um, that she is just inspiring. What I was gonna ask you about specifically here is that I had like, what would you say? How would you say this differs like the most from another Coen film, rather than it being like obviously like, oh, it's a western? Well, like how would you say like it differs the most?
Well, it's interesting because the Coens in the 2000s, there was a point in like the early 2000s, like I think it was they like did a film, The Lady Killers and Intolerable Cruelty,
Mm-hmm.
and the movie coming out on the Criterion Collection. I think it actually is out now. The Man Who Wasn't There was like 2001, but there was a period
Mm-hmm.
in the mid, like The Lady Killers and Intolerable Cruelty were kind of like bombs in a way, like not critically acclaimed, and they didn't really make any money. And then people were like, I don't know, are the Coens done? They had their 90s run, and are the Coens cooked? Like, were they just the 90s guys? Like, they just made great films in the 90s. And then they took a few years off and they came back with a Western in No Country for Old Men. And I think what these, especially that, and then this film shows that like yes, they're Cohen films, but these films feel completely different than say like Fargo or Oh Brother Where Art Thou or even like something new that they've made. Like I mean, they don't make films together anymore, but I would say like this film, like yeah, it's obviously a Western, but it has this feeling of like there's this specific like warm tone throughout the movie, even though what they're doing is going to be like a cold feeling. But what they do so well is they keep that warm tone throughout the movie. And it's honestly, it's in the screenplay too. It's like their dialogue is just incredible. But I think just a lot of people probably don't even know that this film even exists. I feel like they're like they
That
never
and
even.
another thing
Mhm,
was whenever I was listening to you, I was here. It was kind of like unfolding for me as I was listening. It was like really you kind of gave this film a lot of its flowers just in that alone was, but I think that for me, I feel like there's something very distinct trying to be told to the audience in this.
mhm,
And it's like almost a it's almost I'm trying to think of like the biblical term for it. I think it's a parable. There are these things that are it's like a specific topic or like a lesson in like church school, but there's that element to it, being that it's
mhm,
a western and it has religion and everything. But the lesson that the Coens are saying isn't like religious. It's like universal is what I'm
mhm,
saying. There's a universal message in True Grit, but it
mhm,
also plays like a western. But if you are a cinephile and like a technical filmmaking head, there's something for everyone here to like
mhm.
appreciate and celebrate. Um, is this the
I think
scene?
no, it's not the scene yet, but it's my
What?
favorite. Oh yeah, what he says to say your ah.
what
It's
were
when
you
they're
gonna
like,
say?
it's when they're like throwing the stuff in the air, and he's like shoots the
Mm,
shooting, and I love that shot. We can talk about that scene when it comes up, but like I just want to go along with your like the filmmaking standpoint of it. It's like when you're watching this, you're like, this is just incredible filmmaking. I mean, you only have three characters in these scenes, but with what I love about Westerns is the landscape is the character in itself. Like
mm-hmm.
you when you're making like a straightforward drama in like a city, it's like, I mean, yeah, it's wow, it's LA, like I don't it's New York, like wow, I've never seen that before. But when you have films like this, it's like this film is like crossing that river, like leaving the town, like you're entering the desert in a sense. Like this is an area that is uncharted territory. And that's a lot of Westerns. Like you're in uncharted territory and you kind of have to, it's like
I
every man
love
for
this so
himself here.
much. I love this. And kids laughing.
Yeah. He just throws him down. The other kid's laughing too. Just
Yeah, I was just like, how
yeah.
couldn't you? I mean, it's Jeff Bridges, like, it's a
Yeah.
comedy bit. I mean, I
Yeah.
totally relatable, totally
Hmm.
relatable. Love it,
He just kicks her off the
love it so
board.
much. No, here we go again. That was an actual kick that time.
Yeah.
There's no bet on the
Mm.
board.
It's so funny. It just it shows yeah like there's their type of humor like like
Hmm.
in the theater you'd be like why does he keep kicking these
No,
kids?
because they were messing with the donkey. They
Hmm.
had that poking sticks at the donkey to
Hmm.
make it make noise.
Did you,
Um
when you were younger, do you like have any memories of like watching any Westerns? Like any like maybe Clint Eastwood films or I mean because those are probably like the most popular type of Western is like Clint Eastwood.
I mean, my brush with westerns would go as far as I mean I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think about a specific
Hmm.
name, but more of like maybe shots. I mean, obviously,
Hmm.
just being a Texas boy, um, yeah, I feel like the Jesus, why can't I think of the name right now? You caught me off guard.
Well, the reason I ask is because like what I mentioned earlier, like I just feel like this is like a forgotten genre that nobody really like remembers in a way where it's like I said, like in the 60s and 50s, like these films were huge. It was a huge genre. And again, people just got like bored of them. And then Clint Eastwood kind of came in and they kind of like resurrected the idea. And like that's what Clint Eastwood started in a lot of Westerns. And he started in some very good ones. But when you get to like today now, it's like you don't really see Westerns at all. Like to me, like you watch this and you're like, why don't they make more Westerns? Like, why don't they make more of them?
You know, I'm actually gonna give my flowers to one of my middle school teachers, and that's like
Mm,
you know my upbringing, so you know that's
hmm
like big praise, big praise.
hmm.
Um, Coach Duncan got in trouble because he showed us Stagecoach
Oh, hell yeah.
and also
John Ford, stagecoach, John Ford.
I think he also showed us Dances with Wolves, and he got in trouble. He
Yeah,
got in
I mean
trouble for
that's awesome that
showing us
he
that
showed
in
you
class.
both those films, especially Stagecoach. It's a
Hmm. Yeah,
1939.
for anybody that like that's listening to us for the first time, and it took me a while to figure out like John Wayne's name and everything like that. You know, I always get really locked into what we're doing in the
Yeah.
moment, and
Hmm.
I whenever Pat asks me a question, it's a genuine reaction. Like none of this, I didn't know that he was gonna do that. Um, and he never knows whenever I'm gonna ask him them either.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would say, yeah. You know, I told you about that story about staying in John Wayne's haunted hotel room before, right?
Hmm.
Isn't that
Hmm.
crazy?
Well, I think it too, like going along with John Wayne and then Stagecoach, like
Mm.
I don't think people realize how big of an influence John Ford is. John Ford made a lot of Westerns, and whenever directors like Spielberg, the Coens, Scorsese, like they always mention John Ford's Westerns. Like John Ford is very influential to the filmmakers that we all love, and a lot of their like elements in their films can be attributed to Westerns. Like a lot, especially Spielberg, like a lot of Spielberg movies deal with adventure and seeking something. And that's like, again, like we talked about earlier, like that's like a Western. Like you're on an adventure and you're seeking something. And in here now for Maddie in this scene, like she's starting to slowly see the elements of the real world around her and like this is a very serious thing. Like there's a man hanging from a tree here. His eyes have been pecked out. Like and I still think it hasn't really like hit her yet that what's coming. And like and you have like a scene like this. Like do you have Jeff Bridges then holding his hand on the gun? Like he's ready to go if they need to be. But
She has seen her father's dead body. She
mhm,
has seen a decaying body here. She has not seen death up close
yeah.
yet, but now my mind is blowing. And of course, like our listeners who are, um, very familiar with this film and know what's coming, that's why that scene is so important.
Hmm. Yeah, and again, you're seeing it from her perspective up in the tree. You're watching
It's
below.
It's almost like, there are a lot of people who are very lucky to not have like a very close death in the family or
Hmm.
be in a extremely traumatic situation, like whether it's like a car crash or, visiting a family member as they're passing or like in their final minutes,
Hmm.
and sitting there with them. There is this childlike wonder whenever it comes to the perception of death. And like I feel like even in church schools or like even in
Hmm.
like school, like modern day school, like there just isn't like there isn't like a proper, like maybe biology kind of hits it, but like the abrupt like loss of life kind of thing.
Hmm.
And,
Yeah.
and and how quickly it happens. And
Hmm.
it's a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, golly. And then I'm getting frustrated right now because uh I'm like you, I'm like, and there probably is like people out there that don't know what True Grit is and what
Hmm.
all the good things in it, and are like, what is this? And I'm
Hmm.
like, it's True Grit, that's what it is.
It's that's what it is. But yeah, it's like to go along with that, like death, because like obviously she is on a path of death right now. Like death will fall. Like there's death everywhere. Like and when you see death like that, like you leave a piece of you behind always. Like if someone you're gonna be leaving a piece, it's gonna be sticking with you, but you're also gonna be leaving a piece of it behind. Then obviously physically you can be left with a piece of you behind. And spoiler for listening, that might happen in this film, but it's just yeah, it's like and then what happens too is like on this journey they're on now, like it's snowing now. It's getting colder as you're getting closer to where they need to be. Like
Is our
it's getting colder.
is our podcast about to mature in a sense of like we talk about death and how Rooster's character almost doesn't exist without it. I mean, even
Hmm.
in his introduction, he's talking about killing a man. Let's
Hmm.
talk about death and like how like these are you know fictitious characters and like this is a
Hmm.
screenplay and this is a depiction of a film that was a depiction of a novel, but
Hmm.
murder and death are very serious, and like we do approach these things with like childlike wonder whenever it comes to novels or films or
Hmm.
entertainment, especially in TV. There's so much death in TV.
Hmm.
911, The Pit,
Yeah. Cop and medical
The
dramas. Yeah.
Boys, even the
Hmm.
comedies. There's so much death.
Hmm.
Um, but Rooster and Jeff Bridges plays this so well because his soul almost feels like corroded in a way,
Yeah.
but he's
Like
still
it
like
feels like it's
he's
like
still a
yeah.
man
Hmm.
with true
Hmm.
grit.
Hmm.
But how do we see a man that has true grit also at the same time that, oh, I only murder the bad people, so this is
Yeah.
good. I keep this frontier like rid of good people,
Hmm.
or
And
rid
like
of bad people.
and Jeff Bridges like plays it so well where you can like feel his pain of what he does. Like this is what
Mm-hmm.
he does every day.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't think like again, it's like Maddie doesn't sh as the story goes along, she realizes what this journey is, and he goes on this
Yes.
journey all the time, like all the time. And he he just brings this presence where it's like, yeah, it's kind of like you feel him in the sense that he is like broken, but
Yeah,
this is all he
exactly.
knows. This is all he knows, and this is just who he is. Like, hey, I just hunt down people. I'm a U.S. Marshal. That's what I do.
And she does, and Maddie Ross, she does approach it with this sense of like, this is a storybook. This is like
Mm-hmm.
a story in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeking vengeance, like just like it is in the book, just like it is in like the fairy tale. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and just like you said, it has its prices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like she's what she's doing here is like, again, she probably thought like, oh, they would just come out. Like they literally just shot up at her and like,
A Methodist and a son of a bitch.
that's not a bitch. About to see our boy Donald Gleason coming up. Our boy Donald
So crazy. I was like, that is not him.
Gleason.
There's no way. There's no
I
way.
mean, again, we always talk about lighting, but like, look at this. They're using like it's
Oh,
a
I can't wait.
moonlight. It's
There's a
moonlight, but
it's gonna come up after this, but
mm,
I joked with Pat the other night when we were watching it. I was like, I asked the Coens for cranes, and they said, "What did you say? Would you like to see God?"
would you like to see God?
The night shots are so good. Oh, we'll
Would you
point him
like
out
to
here
see
and again
God?
in a minute.
Mm,
But yeah, there he is. Good old Donald Gleason
Donald Gleason.
can
Yeah,
do
you
no
don't even
wrong
really
in
know it's
my
him.
eyes.
Don't even really know it's him. It's not a Western if there's not like a pot full of beans too. You need a
Man.
nice shot of pot full of beans over a fire. He looks so young here too. The long hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I
And I
feel like,
think
yeah,
like,
this whole entire, sorry. I feel like this entire setup is like very imperative to like where Maddie's journey is with all of this. 'Cause
mhm,
like this is a normal night for Rooster.
yeah. Mhm.
Um,
She's seeing his like how he really like reacts in these situations. Like this is who, yeah, this is who he is, and this is his journey every day. And
with bad company.
and for her, it's like this is the path you're going down. Are you sure you want to be down it? Because this is what I do every day. And yeah, I act like I don't. None of these deaths affect me like the way I kill people, but they do affect me. But I bottle them up.
I wanted to ask why Tom Chaney had the black mark on his face, if it was related to like an illness or like an injury that he sustained.
I'm not. I'm not. Maybe like an injury, or maybe it's just like a scar he has, where it's like that's how
I
you can
thought
identify
for
him.
some reason I thought he was like ill or something like that. Where it was like a part of his like skin, if that made sense. But
Hmm.
I noticed the black mark in the promo uh for True Grit whenever like I was like watching trailers and stuff.
Hmm.
More.
Yeah, and it's just like to like for like his eye patch. It's just like that's part of them. Like clearly
Yeah.
something happened. You don't need
It
to
was
know
just
what
good
happened to his eye.
detail.
Yeah.
It was it makes him look like grimy.
Yeah, and they have like his teeth like rotting too, which is nice. Then
Mm-hmm.
they don't
Yeah.
people don't have like pearly white teeth in this movie, which is kind of nice. Like, because it's like I mean it's a Western, like people wouldn't have a lot of teeth like back in the day. Like there's not going to the dentist all
Well,
the
listen,
time.
they don't have a lot of teeth that today either.
Mhm. They're not going to the dentist every week.
Oh man.
But yeah, then you have here like Maddie like trying to insert herself into the conversation, like, and they're like, "Huh? Who is this person? Like, why is this little girl with you?"
Yeah, they are all naturally showing each other their
Hmm.
colors.
Hmm. Yeah, and then you have him like
Absolutely
right here.
crazy.
Mm.
Absolutely crazy.
But yeah, it's like here's Maddie's like, yeah, this is her first real reaction with interaction with death, like in front
For
of her face.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
And didn't he touch his face for the mark, and now he's got blood on the where he touched his face where the mark was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like her reaction shots are like, this is what this is, Maddie. Like, I just shot that guy in the face, like literally. And I love Jeff Bridges' reaction to it. Like, he stands there for a second, and I mean, like, it's almost like he a part of his soul left his body again just because he just killed that man, like just like that.
Well, also what Dommel's character is asking for him is he's asking for help and he's asking for
Hmm.
him to like do something because he's dying. And it's
Hmm.
important for Maddie to see right here that for Rooster to do something that is helping somebody while they're dying that involves killing them
Hmm.
because
Like I can help you in a certain
they're not
way.
going to be able to sustain their injuries during this time. He's not going to be able to get them to
A doctor, yeah.
yeah, a doctor or like a place where they can be, saved.
Hmm. So yeah,
It's
it's
just
like I
different
can help
times.
you. I can help you in a different way. Like I can put you out of your misery, like because you're gonna
So
die right now.
this is where we were talking about all this lighting. This is basically the Coen Bros showing off right now.
Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
so good. You are under the impression that this is all moonlight, right? This is all
Hmm.
moonlight. This is like very, oh, what a nice night out. It's so clear outside. No, these are cranes. They're very, very nice cranes. And
Hmm.
if we ever made a movie, I would want my night shots to look exactly like this. This is
Yeah.
absolutely insane lighting.
Hmm.
Insane.
It's that Deacon's lighting, but yeah, it's like it's supposed to be moonlight, but no, it's just hey, it doesn't matter. Like we can light it this way.
Oh my
Can
God.
actually can actually see them as opposed to
Absolutely
today.
insane. Yeah.
Today you would not be able to see them. It'd be so dark, and you're like, why can't you just light it
And
that
just
way? The
like,
light on
uh,
her is so good.
I imagine Deacons like jumping up and down, like, dude, he's like, dude, this is so pretty.
Just looking at the monitor, being like,
Just
hell
looking at the
yeah, this
monitor to
looks
be like, I
yeah,
did that.
this looks great. This looks fucking great. But yeah, it's like again, it's like the moonlight is not that bright. Like you wouldn't be able to get a light like that, but
No,
it's just
no,
it looks so good. The lighting on
not
her is perfect too. And I
not
love
even
the
on the
camera
full
setup
moon night.
too. I love the camera setup of her too. Like it's more close up on her because she's like it's more interesting. She's seeing how he's reacting post what he just did, and she's like kind of questioning him,
Yeah,
and
she's
she's
like,
still
I
kind of in
can't believe you
shock.
just did that. Like, I'm in shock. And he's
Yeah, and
like,
like
this
he's
is a
like
normal day for me.
yeah, he's like laying down, like, yeah, it's just how it is. And like eventually someone's gonna come up here, so we're gonna sit right here and and what? He's
Yeah.
right. Like, dude, coming up
Le
right
beef.
here. Lviv with his spurs.
He's so
He's so extra is the word. He's so extra.
I feel like Lviv is like I mean, even his horse is like perky and trotting and
Yeah,
everything.
it's
He's
like
like very much like
he's like a
I don't
showman. He's a
yeah, I
showman.
don't
Yeah.
know another way to describe the energy other than like Buzz Lightyear.
Hmm. Yeah. Like Buzz Lightyear when he thinks that he's like the actual Buzz Lightyear. Like
Yes.
he thinks he's like the actual like top US Marshal. Like he's the
Hmm.
coolest top US Marshal.
By the book. Yeah.
Hmm. But I love it. I mean, yeah, it's like look at that lighting. Like, and here's your camera work too. Like, look
Yeah,
at
I love this
so
little
good.
drag. Boom.
Hmm.
It's so like
I just love that. Like, this is what I love about like Western. I just love seeing people like riding on horseback like that in like a Western. You're seeing them
I
from a
mean,
distance.
yeah, I mean, I'd have to say the same thing. There's a sense of like what is it this synchronicity
Hmm.
of a animal actor and you know you don't know what the shot is going to look like but you know the genetic makeup of like a horse riding.
Hmm.
This horse is going to take this actor all the way from point A to point B. We
Hmm.
don't have any control over its face or over the way it prances, but it's just the sheer beauty of like seeing
Hmm.
a. I feel like ho- I feel like human evolution and like how we like continue to develop as like a people. I
Hmm.
mean, I say it all the time about like dogs, but horses as well. Horses, helped us adapt to this civilization as we knew it. I mean,
Yeah. Hmm.
transportation, um, in companionship. Like
Hmm.
there is a lot of. I'm trying to get a good look on these guys' faces
Hmm.
because some of
It's
them
like it's
appear there,
yeah.
right?
Hmm. That's very Pepper Act, yeah. But I love about that whole this whole sequence too is like you don't ever hear what they were talking about with LaBeef. You're just they
Mm-hmm.
other films might cut down to him down there. Like you're no, you're watching. This is their journey. You're watching it through their eyes. So they're not listening to the conversation. They're still up on the mountain. So we're we don't know what's going on. We're
We
just
stayed
literally
with
watching from a
them.
distance.
We stayed with them.
You never cut down there. Now we can cut down there because this
I'm
is their
severely.
journey.
Just the way that he talks.
Yeah.
I'm severely injured.
That's really But you're right. I love you pointed out like his horse, like way like the horse prances, like it's
Yeah,
literally like him,
he's
like he's
very
just
pomp and
yeah,
circumstance.
like he's very much like a he's just like that new type of U.S. Marshal. Like he's all about like the look of being a
Uh,
U.S. Marshal. He like bite his tongue or something. Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, it's like he's now at his lowest. Like he's bleeding from the mouth. He's tied
yeah.
up. So
There's
like
your
in his
comedy.
yeah, in his mind, he's like, "Oh my God, you can't look at me like this. Don't look at me like this."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is your comedy.
Yeah,
Like, if
this is a
he's just
bad
messing
day
with.
for the beef, but it's
Mm,
like a normal day
yeah,
for Rooster.
for Rister, he's just like he basically just like suck it up. You're fine. Like you're But yeah, it's like I just love that any other film probably would have cut down to the conversation between Matt Damon and them to see what they were talking about, but you don't need to know what they're talking about. Like we're up on the mountain too. And now you realize that these men are were probably with Tom Cheney, so they're getting closer. And what's happening? More and more death is coming as they get closer. More and more
Yeah,
death.
it was like that thing I was telling you whenever we watched it was that the closer that they get to Tom Cheney, the more I would say yeah, like the bodies build up. There's a
Hmm.
lot more danger around, you know, I it, here we go talking about other things like why True Grit sustains like the test of time is that like a lot of that can be said like this could be played as a coming of age film as well just because like
Hmm.
as you do get
Hmm.
older more people die in your life normal like naturally that's like a
Hmm.
very like normal thing about life.
Yeah, everybody dies. Everybody dies
Everybody
eventually.
dies like it's not like oh will it not happen it happens to everyone
Hmm.
also like you have less people in your life as you get older you
Hmm.
are exposed to shitty people and horrible things like all around you so in a way True Grit is almost like a symbolic like representation of like how it is to be
Hmm.
regardless of the time, regardless of where
Hmm.
you're at in life, it is a depiction of like life. Like
Yeah,
things do get real and shitty, and you have to like power through it. It's all
you
about
have
your
to grow up
character.
fast. You have to grow up
Mm-hmm.
fast. Like that's what I love that you said this is like a coming of age film because it is because she has to grow up very fast. And as soon as she goes on this journey, like there's like 8 people that have just died around her. Like, and you kind of have to just sit there and like, and I like this scene after is like they strip away that comedy. It's way more like I guess that somber is not like the word, but like it's snowing outside now. It's he's getting drunk. Like that's how he masks his pain is he just gets drunk every night and passes out and he'll just wake up the next morning and be like, okay, I'll keep going. But yeah, like, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty on the nose, but having the snow on the ground now, it's like, it's a cold journey, this path you're going down. And yeah, it's coming of age for her. She has to grow up fast and she's the only one that looks back at them dead. They don't look back. She's the only one that looks back at them because she's still in shock of they're not in shock because this is what they do every day.
I know in specific religions and cultures that winter is often depicted as like a there's like different parts of the year with
Hmm.
like the representations and how they are in religion. I know that winter is like a very solid depiction of death, and whenever I say that, I don't necessarily mean like all of like. I had this complaint about a movie that we watched last week. The depiction of like death and like things being like dark and like horrible, evil, like kind of thing.
Hmm.
But in the depiction of death and like that things need to die in order to regenerate and regrow again.
Hmm.
Um, so using the seasons was kind of like genius right there because
Hmm.
things die in the winter and are reborn and
Hmm.
everything.
hmm This is
Mm.
the scene I was talking about. This is their heaver. It's like you insert this scene in the middle of the script. Like it has nothing to do with the story. It's just them being their characters. It's not advancing the story at all, but it's like this is your comedy. After having that whole shootout and everything that just happened, that is to say, your ah. But yeah, it's like this is your way of like like contrasting counteracting like this the death that would just happened. Then your next scene is this. It's like he's drunk and they're having a shooting contest because their egos are just too through the roof. And like we're just sitting there and watching like having this shooting
Hey,
contest.
hold on one second. When did Pirates of the Caribbean come out?
The first one came out in 2003, I think.
Okay. I would say that oh my gosh, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of blowing my mind now. Some of Jeff Bridges' mannerisms in this art do kind of remind me of Joffrey Rush's Barbossa.
Yeah, I can
Just
see
like a
that.
slight bit.
hmm
Just a
I could see
slight
that.
bit. It's the
hmm
coat. I feel like the coat gives him a lot of character.
hmm Yeah, it's like that. It's very like simple colors. It's all gray, but
Yeah.
it's like worn down. I love this shot here, like below. Like you can't even see the horizon. You're just looking at the sky. Like it
Mm-hmm.
just it's so good. But I also love that like Matt Damon's character too. Like they both shot there. He missed the first time, so it's like you don't know if this guy is like actually good at shooting. Like you never know. Like until obviously like the end, but like you never really know if he is. But yeah, even Maddie there is she's being the grown up in this scene. Like, can we just stop dicking around here and like
I feel like
move
it's
along?
also like kind of putting the
Oh
audience or like the
man.
viewer in like a tone that's like it's so beautiful. That
Mm-hmm.
overlay.
Looks so good. Just
Love
these
it.
landscapes. Love it. Sorry, what were you saying?
The it like almost gives you pause to be like, is she on the right trip with the right people? Like, do these people
Mm-hmm.
know what they're doing? But no,
Yeah.
he clearly does. He shot that guy right in the freaking face.
Yeah. Like when it comes down to it, like he
Hmm.
can sober up in the moment to literally to literally do what he needs to do.
I would say that some of these shots in their journey, like they're not exactly like this entire sequence is beautiful. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that it's not. What I'm saying is like the landscape around them, like the decay of the trees, the decay of
Mm-hmm.
like the brush and everything, like those aren't very lush parts of a frontier. it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's a real depiction of like nature and like where they're at
Mm-hmm.
in the US. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like just you know tall trees all around them and
Mm-hmm.
like pretty canyons.
Here's your John Ford shot. But yeah, it's like that. It's like that was a montage there, and it's a very somber montage, very slow, like the music's slow.
Yeah, like
And
this isn't a fun adventure. This
yeah,
is like
they're walking
they're
very slow. Like they're or like not walking, but they're I guess galloping very slow. Their horses are just
Mhm.
walking. Like they're not in a rush. They're slowly going towards where they'll eventually land, and that's gonna be with Tom Chaney's gang. They'll eventually catch up to them, but right now they're still slowly on their journey. And obviously, Labif is very drunk right now. So, and like I think that's
You mean
it's
Rooster?
interesting. Yeah, Rooster, sorry, not Labif.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Because I was looking at Labif. That's
No, no, you're good.
what. But it's like he hasn't really been that drunk, I guess, from the beginning, but since the journey started. But he started to get really drunk after he killed all those people. Like
I would say
it's
that
his way of
he is.
masking it.
I would say that he's also in. I would also say that he's also binging more because he knows what is about to happen with this young girl beside him. It's not like he can tell her, and she's not going to listen to him either, like to hide or like to not
Hmm.
look or anything like that. She's already seen death so up close, like within 5 feet. But he's probably processing in real time that he's going to have to kill this man in front of this young girl, and it's
Hmm.
going to have like an everlasting impact on her.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's showing her in a way that like, yeah, once you do this, like y you think you'll be satisfied, but look at me. Like, do you think I'm satisfied? Like, this is who I am. Like, I probably set out the same way when I was younger, and that's how I became a U.S. Marshal. Maybe me back in the day, someone did something to me or did something to a person that I loved, and I wanted to hunt them down and kill them. So I became a U.S. Marshal so that I can hunt them down and kill them. And like to me, it's like Maddie, like if you're sitting in this room, like and I like around this campfire, like he's showing both of them, like this is who I am. I'm so like gone in a way. And this is the path that you will both eventually go down if you keep doing this, obviously. And yeah, that's it looks like Maddie's getting like annoyed here, but it's he's not wrong. Like this is like I'm a drunk US Marshal. That's who I am. And this is the path you're going down if you continue to go down searching for your answer to Tom Cheney.
Yeah, but I will kind of cut you off there to like argue that it doesn't have to be the person that you always are
Yeah.
the rest of
Hmm.
your
Hmm.
life.
Hmm.
And that's what Matty Ross represents for
Yeah.
both of these men. That if you find someone that does believe in you,
Hmm.
that you can have a different path.
Hmm.
And it's just that's just like the lowest of the low. And just
Hmm.
because things are low doesn't mean necessarily, or just because someone has been a way that they have been for their entire life, doesn't mean that they can ever change and that things
Hmm.
can be different.
Hmm. Hmm. I mean, too, like after that whole scene, like Labif is leaving now because he's like, yeah, I already know like who I am. Like I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go and do my thing. Like you're you sticking with him is going to like he's basically telling her like to carve your own path here. Like
Yeah.
do your own thing. So yeah, you're right. It's like Rooster is just like he's so far gone in the sense that like he's never gonna be able to get off that path. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Maddie doesn't have to be on that path if she doesn't want to be,
Yeah.
and she's carving
Or
her own path.
Rooster doesn't have to be on that path either. He can
Yeah,
change.
he just wants to drink his whiskeys and throw them into the rivers.
Drink his whiskeys. I don't know if
Drink
any
his
good ever
whiskey.
comes of that. I always
Nope.
thought too, like you know how people are always like drunk thoughts or sober thoughts or drunk words or whatever like that.
Yeah. Hmm.
And be like, honestly, I mean, if you could say how you really feel without any alcohol or any sort of substance, that kind of like is more, in my
Powerful.
opinion, yeah, more powerful, and you have a lot
Hmm.
more balls than someone that needs
Hmm.
you know alcohol or substances to have serious conversations.
Hmm. But yeah, I just like that scene with her and Labif, like it was like a mutual respect between both of them. And
Yeah, he saw her as something other than the 14-year-old girl. Absolutely.
hmm
Absolutely.
from what he saw her like a few days ago, like when she crossed the
Mm-hmm.
river, like she's changed so much, and now she's honestly like the leader of this little between them.
Here we
Like,
go. I would say like this is Act 3.
yeah, yeah, that hard cut to black to then
Mm-hmm.
open up
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Mhm. And it's
Absolutely.
what I love about it too is like it's unexpected because you're again we're with Maddie, and like she's just going to fill the water up, and then she just turns her head, and
Yeah.
who's standing there? It's someone she's looking for right there. She's like, oh, there's horses over there, and
He just looks like
sometimes
an
it's
she Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like sometimes just things appear in front of you, like it just happens. That's how it is. Like what you were
Yeah.
searching for appeared right in front of you, and you weren't even looking for it in that moment. It appeared right there. But yeah, like here's her reaction right now. It's like she's just in shock right now
Mm-hmm.
because she actually found who she was looking for, and she just stumbled upon him again in the river. She crossed the river earlier, but now she's in the river with Tom Chaney. Josh Brolin's great in this too. Really underrated performance from Brolin. You can't understand a word he's
I
saying.
mean, obviously, because I'm just like fully locked in on it. I think that this whole setup is just wild. Like that it
Hmm.
literally fell into her lap
Hmm. And
because
they're literally standing in the river.
she stayed the course. She did not back down. She kept on going
Hmm.
until she got what she wanted.
Hmm.
And then just like this visual right here of her holding her father's pistol about to like
Hmm.
holding her father's murderer like at gunpoint, like this is so like this is what it was all for.
Hmm. And like her simple costume design too, like her like coat's like so big. It's just like she seems so out of her element. That's why he's kind of like nonchalant about it. He's like, you're not gonna actually shoot me. Like, you're just a
Yeah.
kid. Like, you're just a kid. So, but yeah, I just like she can't even like here's your humor with the Coens. Like he's telling her how to shoot the gun.
It would have been crazier if she actually like killed him right there. It would have been like so she would have been
Hmm.
like, well, that was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like there's your Cohen humor of him like teaching her how to like even like load the gun up basically to then shoot her. But yeah, it's like and then you have the interaction like Rooster's not even here. Like when she stumbles upon him, like Rooster's not even here, so she has to like it's the coming of age of her. Like she's trying to be her own person, and
Hmm.
she tried to stand up for herself there, and it worked for a moment, but again, once Rooster shows up is when the gunfight now happens.
Uh, this whole third act is crazy for me. Uh, Shout out to this guy. He's in The Hills Have Eyes. He plays a really
Barry Pepper.
good bad character.
He's in Saving Private Ryan. He's the sniper guy in Saving Private
Uh-huh.
Ryan.
But I feel like the word that is like being danced around right now is like the irony in
Mm,
the screenplay, and I think there's a lot of irony in this third act because yes, it did just so happen that she walked up on somebody and it happened to be the person that she was looking for. That's kind of ironic. Like she did not
mm,
need Rooster or Le Beef
mm.
to find this guy. She found
Yeah,
him
she
herself.
found
It's
him.
like
Yeah.
ironic.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you have to be really careful with irony because most often like people who are reading books or like watching movies don't like being tricked, especially whenever
Hmm.
it comes to their values. Like so
Hmm.
for example, like somebody gets like their beliefs poked at.
Hmm.
But it works here because uh I mean, I think the whole thing behind it is it's pointing out that you can you can work so hard to get what you want, and it's going to be this big fun adventure, but maybe just maybe sometimes getting that exact thing that you're wanting so bad, it doesn't have like the exact like majestic epicness feeling that that you
Hmm.
have inside you. And in fact, sometimes is like flipped upside down. And this screenplay does that. But I think also is that there is irony in like where Maddie's journey is in all this right now. Like it's you're like we're in act 3 and the character is here in her journey right now. Like
Hmm.
there's it's a little interesting. Like this isn't where I wanted her to end up at.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's like it's kind of like you said, the script kind of flips where it's like anticlimactic for her because she was expecting to be like, oh, I'm just gonna walk up to him and shoot him, and now you're like
Yeah.
having a full-on conversation with these people.
Yeah. She wasn't
Like,
expecting him to be like human. She was expecting him to like be like this big monster, like kind of
yeah,
like the thing that you said you couldn't understand him, like "Ooh," like that
yeah.
kind of thing. Like she
Hmm.
envisioned this like boogeyman kind of thing,
Hmm.
this
And he's
monster that she
dressed,
has to
yeah,
conquer.
and he's dressed in all black, like he
Mm-hmm.
symbolizing death for her. Like he's literally dressed in all black. But yeah, it's like she was not expecting to be like part of their like in their group right now, like having a full-on conversation with her father's killer over there. Like she was just expecting to walk right up and shoot him. I love that sound design of like the pistol.
How did that guy not bust his eardrum?
I
Jeez.
know. Maybe he's just so far gone in his eardrums, so it doesn't even
No,
bother
maybe
him
he's just so
anymore.
yeah, he's so used to like guns
Hmm.
firing like right by his face.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I feel like at this point in the movie, if you are still here, you it's very easy to kind of understand that like the screenplay is saying like who we are is more significant than like who we are. And I know
Hmm.
that sounds a little redundant, but your character like shines through like your age, your sex, your color, your religion, your sexuality, your any sort of identity. Your who you are is more significant than who like society is like deemed pings you at, like your identity.
Hmm.
It's like the person inside of you is who is important, not the
Hmm.
things that like make you you. Those things are
Hmm.
great. Those things add to you, but who you are inside makes you you. And I feel like the Coen brothers use Maddie to describe that. Literally a
Hmm.
14-year-old girl who is hell bent on the Bible and justice being served.
Hmm. Yeah, like she's the heart and soul. Like she's the justice that she wants to serve. Like the justice needs to be served for her. Like and she's the heart and soul for that. And in order for that to happen, like it's the coming of age of who you are on the inside. And Maddie's like the most human character in this movie. Like she is the human element of it. Like a lot of these, like Josh Brolin's kind of like a caricature of like you can't understand what he's saying. Like this guy's like, oh yeah, he looks like he's a murderer. Like look at
Well,
him. Like,
he's also following this gang of people. He's
mm,
not even leading the gang. It's like the other thing
hmm.
too. Like he's not the
He's not the
leader.
leader. Yeah. Hmm.
He's just another guy. But like
Hmm.
what I was gonna say, and this is like kind of like a big like I don't know, just shot into the shots fired at the world. I feel like a lot of people don't I mean, even people that like live their whole life without knowing who they really are.
Hmm. Yeah.
And and it's like a very, very specific journey that like you can only take on your own. You can like ask for help from people or, you know, get advice or anything like that. But like the journey to like knowing who you are and like what you want is like very big.
Hmm. The journey of self-discovery.
Yeah. I was telling Pat that Maddie totally lied to Tom Cheney about signing an
Hmm.
affidavit of non-prosecution just to get her to come with him. Like she's so desperate.
Yeah. But it's like you were saying, it's like she's realizing that like Tom Chaney's not even the leader of this gang. Like they don't even like
No.
seem to really like him that much, honestly. And like she was she was expecting this whole like he's like the leader. He has like 8 guys with him. Like they're
Yeah.
all and
She
like
made
when
him
she
big in her head.
yeah, and when she sees him, she's like this guy is just like a grimy, smelly, like kind of a loser. Like this guy, like no one even likes him in his crew, quote unquote. Like no one even cares for him. Like, yeah, you can stay here. I don't care. Like they're like you stay here. Like they're telling him what to do, and she probably was a little bit like taken aback by it to be like, this is the guy that murdered my father. Like he's a loser. Like it's
I
almost
can't
like the way she
believe
looks
that
at
this
him.
was his plan.
Mhm. It's almost like the way she looks at him too, a little bit. And when they were
Mm.
sitting there, is like it's a little bit of like it's not this it's like disgust, but it's also kind of like she probably feels bad for him in a little bit of a way, being like, it's like who is this guy?
Hmm.
Like he's not even anyone in this group. Like why did I see him as this big figure when in reality he's kind of like a loser wimp and like in this crew.
You know who's not a loser wimp?
Yeah.
The commentary boys, because I feel like if this was, I think I mentioned this before we we did the episode and everything, was I told you I was like, I feel so inadequate. I'm not a Cohen head. This is a very, like, for me this is like the same level as like a Nolan film. I'd
hmm
say that this is more of like a Nolan kind of vibe for me.
hmm
I'm not like, I'm not trying to be like messy or salt, like, or anything like that right now. That, you know me, you know my character. I'm not saying anything
hmm
like that. I'm just saying that I hold this film in high regard to where I don't feel adequate to talk about this. And I was like, we're doing this. This is awesome. I'm glad that I'm able to keep up with you.
Hell yeah. You're this is so awesome. And and like with this scene too, it's like their humor of like starting the gunfight, it's kind of like a charge. Like they kind of add like a little bit of like an element of like, okay, this is what you think of when you
A
think of
little camp,
Westerns.
a little camp.
Yeah. This is what you think of when you think of Westerns, like them running at each other and
Yeah,
the cavalry's coming, like the cavalry charge.
I love it. I love it.
But yeah, it's like and then the amount of death that just happened right there. Like, and here's where you find out if he's a good shot or not. It's character, which is great because it's like that type of humor. It's like it's been throughout the whole movie. You're like, is Matt Damon a good? We've seen Rooster. We've seen what he can do. We have yet to see what Matt Damon can do as a U.S. Marshal. He hasn't done anything yet, and now we're about to see. Like, he did come up and save Maddie there and knock out Tom Chaney, but here's where we find out. Like, yeah, and I love that it's shot from up here. Like you're seeing their reaction of again, not down below there until right here. But yeah, it's it's almost like Matt Damon's face there. It's almost like he was in shock that he actually
What I was gonna say is I think the action shots between Josh Brolin and Matt Damon, specifically with like the hits, I think like they're super distinct. I don't know if there was a stunt double or not for those shots, but it does very much look like them, and it's just like a trick of like the cut
mm,
that makes it very, very real. I
mm,
think Damon's or Josh Brolin spits out blood in
mm.
his. I thought this was a depiction of like her descending into like a the bad place or whatever, for
Yeah. I
finally
mean,
getting her.
when she did that, what happens
Hmm.
to her? She falls down to a pit and something else happens to her in the pit. Like this is your consequence for what you just did.
Yeah,
So,
punishment comes for us all one way or
hmm
another is the log line, right? Or the tag.
hmm hmm So yeah, it's like she got her way, but she fell back into like this little cave thing. And right now it's like she doesn't know who's alive out there. Like she could be all alone. And what happens is
It
a
was
snake comes up and bites her.
it was in
A
like
venomous
that, what
snake.
what he what her who wrote that letter that was being read out loud?
I think it was her
While you look at that,
lawyer. Was her
ah, yes,
lawyer.
yes, yes. It's the lawyer because he
Hmm
he approves the money. Okay, yeah.
hmm
Um, so even the lawyer says that your headstrong ways are going to get you into a tight spot one day.
hmm
And it was like almost like an immediate like response to her pursuing pursuing this path.
hmm
She's completed her mission.
hmm
She's completed her goal.
hmm
And
She
it's
yeah,
almost like,
she set out what she wanted to do. She did
yeah.
exactly what she said she was gonna do.
And it's like that thing that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Hmm Every action you take, there's going to be like it's that. It's like your this is your that was your path, and every action you took on that path has led you right to this very moment.
Hmm.
And I think I could see some people thinking that this part is like cheesy in a way, where it's like now all of a sudden there's like snakes that are gonna bite. Like, what is this? But
No,
it's like this is a real thing. Like, here's your consequence. Like, you fell down into this hole that is filled with venomous snakes. That
no, it's
happens to
symbolic.
people.
It's
Hmm
symbolic. It's
hmm
this all. I mean, this is an amazing screenplay because
hmm
I mean, Rooster pays for his murdering people differently than we all pay differently. There's no like direct like line to like, oh, you did this thing, you're the same thing's gonna happen to you. Like
hmm
everything is you know handed out to us in a different way.
hmm But yeah, it's like the simplest thing of like she's not. I mean, she's like obviously she just got bit by a snake, so she's like gonna be dying from venom as opposed to being dying from like a gunshot wound. Like her death could have been just from a venomous snake. Immediately after what she did is when her consequence for what she did, it was immediate. I love how they just keep making Matt Damon just so bloody in this movie. He just covered him. His
I
face
mean,
is just covered in
honestly,
blood.
he does look great covered in blood. As weird as that sounds to say, he looks great as an action star.
He was, yeah, with the Jason Bourne. He's an action star of Jason Bourne. That's Jason Bourne.
Yeah, I would say that this is probably, for me, one of the hardest parts to get through the film, but I want to push through, and I'll be really proud of myself if I don't end up having that reaction. I feel like
hmm
everybody is expecting it, but I told Pat that I was going to be really scared to talk about this part of it, and I was really anxious leading up to it. Um, Blackie is like a representation of like childhood and like this
hmm
innocent part of life that Maddie chooses to leave. So this is
hmm
a so the whole thing, like the punishment, like comes for us all one way or another. This is Maddie's punishment. And I feel
hmm
like whenever we do like we choose something that like probably wasn't the best thing to do, life does have a way of like just kind of doing something like this. This is a very hard, I mean, for me, probably one of the hardest scenes to get through in like modern cinema. I
hmm
mean, and I see depictions of like people dying all the time,
hmm
but Blackie is a heavy price paid for this vengeance journey. And it's
hmm
like it's one of the most painful things for like an animal lover like me to see, but it is very important.
hmm
It's like it's growing up. So
hmm
that's why I said earlier, like, I was like, is this going to be the episode where like the commentary podcast and our listeners grow up? This is like, I mean, I know you watched this probably in theaters, and this was crazy to see, but yeah. After this, I was like incredible for the
Hmm.
screenplay to have all this.
Hmm.
Sorry.
No, it was beautiful. I loved it. I love that because Blackie represents part of her. That is part of her. Blackie is
Yeah,
like
it's an
Blackie
extension
is
of
yeah.
childhood. I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know if you ever even thought about any of that stuff, but and that's probably like me giving Ethan Cohen his flowers. Like I've always loved this idea of like using animals and like symbolism and like our connection with them to like our hearts and like our personality and everything. But
Hmm.
that was like one of the hardest things to like watch was this because the entire film Blackie's gonna be there. Like
Hmm.
her is an extension of her. It's her legs.
Hmm.
It was how she got to Tom Chaney.
Hmm. I
But
love the way that it's like shot. It's like
oh,
the night the night
some
doesn't
of
even feel
those
real. It doesn't even feel
disoriented.
real. Hmm.
Yeah. What do you call
And
that?
and
What do you call
she
that?
it's like a it's just like an effect you're doing. Like you're making it seem like because it's supposed to be for her, like she's been poisoned, so she just like has no idea what's going on. Like
Mm-hmm. Like, is
and
it even snowing kind of thing?
like as it's snowing now, it's like am I now about to die? Like am I being
Mm-hmm.
led to death? Like
Mm-hmm.
and then what is she one of the last things she sees before like that is she's still seeing Tom Chaney. Like she's still wanting to hunt down Tom Chaney, even though he's like she says like he's getting away and he's like who's getting away, sis? Like
Mm-hmm.
he's like Tom Chaney's dead, but she's still seeing that vision of Tom Chaney. And that's why it's like to me it's like an incredible film where it's like even after she did all that, she still has that I'm still gonna get Tom Chaney one day. I'm gonna get him because I
I
can
liked
still see
that.
him.
I liked that fade to black
Hmm.
when keeping the
Hmm.
orange. That was cool.
Hmm. It's like kind of how the movie started with that orange little light there and yeah, the thing.
I I guess my final thoughts before things get wrapped up was that um this film and the Coens and the screenplay. It's so crazy that I'm talking about True Grit right now with you. I just in my journey and everything. Thank you for letting me do this with you. But the I say that like I'm like a guest. LOL. Anyways, this film, the Coens and the screenplay show that genre doesn't need its rules.
Hmm.
Um, or I guess they need rules, but it's okay to break the rules a little bit, is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But if your film is balanced with heart, head, and surprise, it can make the most stubborn teenager to the oldest man feel like a connection to it all, like deep inside of them. Those are my
Hmm.
final thoughts.
I love that. It's like, and what I love about this scene too is like, what is she doing? She's now searching for Rooster. She's still searching, and it's like she's always wants that sense of adventure, like her character, and then obviously you see the consequence of what she did. She lost her arm from that snake bite. Like she lost her arm.
Mm-hmm.
She left a piece of her behind, and during that journey, and she'll always have that journey that she took that led her life to this moment right now and her
And it's
finding out
such
that
a go
Rooster
ahead.
I was just saying and then her finding out here that the last time she saw Rooster was him carrying her to that log cabin or whatever and she hasn't seen him since and now he's dead and
What I was gonna
here you go
say.
you have like this guy like he's just in the scene you're like this guy's an incredible actor clearly.
No, literally. What I was gonna say was that she lost it in like a very like memorable way too. Like probably looks down every single
Hmm.
day and just thinks about that journey.
Hmm. And what I love here at the very end when she's at like this that looks like a painting right there like
Hmm
The bear tree. The tree doesn't even look real. Like it's like a bear tree. Man, it's like it's perfect. It's a perfect film. No notes.
Absolutely perfect.
No notes. We have no notes. You call it the Coens.
Hmm.
Actually, I got some notes here for you. No, you just want to meet the Coens just to thank them for True Grit and how much we love this film. They probably would love that. They probably would love that. We'll tell
It's a
Spielberg
special
to
one
send a
for sure.
message. We'll tell Spielberg to send them a message. But yeah, I loved watching this with you. Loved it.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. I, you know, it's we'll kind of talk a little bit over this um in credits a little bit. Not a lot of places that a guide of your cinema experience would invite someone to have a conversation about uh, a acclaimed director duo that maybe doesn't know all of the technical aspects of like filmmaking yet or
Hmm.
anything, but I know a good fucking film when I see one.
Man, we know a good fucking film. And we know that True Grit is a great fucking film. This podcast is hosted and edited by Pat Brennan. That's me, with intro and closing music by Patrick Baxter.